What's going on, everyone? It's me, Kiki Solano, welcoming you to BYUSN right now. BYU men's basketball is getting ready to take on St. Mary's. BYU men's volleyball is getting awards after their wins over the weekend. And let's get into BYU family trees. It's a lot. Let's go. BYU men's volleyball is moving up the ranks. According to Off the Block media poll, our Cougs have deemed themselves worthy enough to receive the number 2 ranking in the NCAA.
1 + 1 = 2.
That's not the only attention men's volleyball is getting this week, though. Davide Gardini earned himself MPSF Defensive Player of the Week and Off the Block National Outside Hitter of the Week. But we're not done. Gabi Garcia Fernandez walked away as MPSF Offensive Player of the Week and Off the Block National Opposite of the Week. I mean, if I was Gabi, I would take those awards as a birthday present. That's right, today's his birthday. Happy birthday to you, Gabi. Keep killing it. Now on to some football. That's right. We can never be done with football. Pro Football Focus ranked BYU's O-line number 12 in the nation for the 2019 season. After having 3 starting quarterbacks the entire season, Pro Football Focus says, quote, the O-line never wavered. Not to mention, starting left tackle Brady Christensen was praised as a star in the making. So that's pretty cool too. Upset alert! Number 23, BYU Gymnastics opened up their season with a stuck landing, taking down number 15 Nebraska for the first time since 1998. The two teams were tied going into the final rotation, but Abby Miner came through with a score of 9.875 on the floor. With Shannon Evans out for BYU, Abby Miner also stepped up, getting a career all-around score of 39.325, getting the win for the Cougs and an all-around win for herself. BYU men's basketball is looking to get a win of their own tomorrow as they head to California to take on St. Mary's. ESPN Matchup Predictor gives our Cougs a 31.8% chance of winning this one. BYU hasn't beat the Gales in Moraga in 6 years. It's a tough place to play, but it's time to break that streak. And as challenging as this game already is, BYU's dealing with some additional challenges.
Yoli banged up his finger. Dalton Nixon, like 20 minutes in practice, was literally bleeding out of 2 different parts of his head. It's not an exaggeration. Connor Harding is in there, nursing a knee right now. It's where you get at this point in the season.
Yeah, it's hard to stay healthy at this point in the season, but I'm wishing our guys the best. Seriously, get better. A player who has stayed relatively healthy and continues to ball out is Jake Toulson. Last night on BYU Basketball with Mark Pope, Coach Pope, Greg Rebel, and Jake Toulson broke down not only his game, but his family tree.
BYU's had a former great Toulson play here before you, and there have been a few Ainges pass through, as we all know, and somehow you're related to all of them.
Jake Toulson's uncle is BYU Basketball and NBA legend Danny Ainge, which is awesome. I can see why Coach Pope is already trying to recruit Jake's son.
I'm actively recruiting him right now, so like this is the future right here.
But that's not the only family tree with deep BYU roots. There's a lot right now. How many? It would take a while for me to run you through all of them, but let me remind you of some. BYU football has the Kafusis, the Peelys, and the Romney brothers. These siblings made quite an impact this year.
It's the Brother Act! Baylor to Gunner for the score!
Let's not forget tight end Matt Bushman, whose father-in-law is former BYU and NFL tight end Chad Lewis. Then we have BYU men's and women's volleyball head coaches Sean and Heather Olmstead, who are brother and sister. We have Abby and Sadie Miner, who are absolute powerhouses for BYU Gymnastics. Seriously, that's some good genes. And how about sisters Whitney and Morgan Bauer, who are both liberos for BYU women's volleyball? Okay, by the way, their dad also played basketball for BYU, while their mom was an outside hitter for BYU women's volleyball. Not to mention, their grandpa was a standout track and football athlete in the 70s. Okay, I have to stop there, otherwise we will be here forever. But you get the point. BYU has some deep family roots, and I love it. We are family. Thanks for hanging out with me on BYUSN right now. Give us that follow, guys. I'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, I'm going to figure out the rest of our BYU family tree. See ya.